Welcome to Tackling Debt, Proven Strategies for Financial Freedom from the Money Deconstructed channel. Your journey towards a life unburdened by financial worry, a life where you are in control, begins right here, right now. The dream of financial freedom, that sense of security and choice, is a universal aspiration. It's the ability to make life decisions without the overwhelming pressure of owing money. Yet, for many across the globe, from the bustling cities of the United States and the historic towns of the United Kingdom to the vibrant landscapes of India, debt can feel like an insurmountable barrier. This video is designed to change that perception. We understand that debt can be a source of immense stress and anxiety. It can feel isolating, but you are not alone. Millions of young professionals and middle-income earners are navigating similar challenges. The crucial thing to remember is that debt is a common hurdle, not a personal failing. It's a situation that can be understood, managed, and ultimately overcome. Over the course of this video, we will embark on a structured journey together. We will start by helping you understand your debt, looking it squarely in the face. Then, we'll work on creating a realistic and actionable plan tailored to your circumstances. We will explore proven strategies to accelerate your debt repayment. And, importantly, we will discuss how to shift your mindset from that of a debtor to that of a wealth builder. This isn't just about getting rid of debt. It's about laying the foundation for long-term financial well-being. The path to financial freedom requires commitment, patience, and a willingness to make informed changes. It requires developing a strong mindset, understanding that every small step forward contributes to a significant transformation. The strategies we will discuss are practical and have been tested by countless individuals who have successfully reclaimed their financial independence. So, take a deep breath. Let go of any past regrets or anxieties about your financial situation. Today marks a new beginning. We are here to guide you, motivate you, and provide you with the tools you need. The power to change your financial future is within you. Let us begin this empowering journey together. Your path to financial freedom starts now. To truly conquer your debt, you must first understand it. Ignoring the reality of what you owe, to whom, and at what cost, is like navigating a storm without a compass. It only prolongs the uncertainty and often worsens the situation. Debt comes in many forms, and not all debt is created equal. You might have heard of good debt versus bad debt. Generally, good debt is considered an investment that will grow in value or generate long-term income, like a mortgage on a home or a student loan for a career-enhancing education. Bad debt, on the other hand, typically funds depreciating assets or consumption, such as credit card debt for discretionary spending or high-interest personal loans for non-essential purchases. However, it's crucial to remember that even good debt requires careful management and repayment. It still represents money owed and incurs interest. Across our target regions, the United States, the United Kingdom, and India, common types of debt present unique characteristics. In the U.S., individuals often grapple with substantial federal and private student loans, sometimes stretching repayment over decades. 30-year mortgages are a common way to finance homeownership, and home equity lines of credit, or HELOCs, can offer access to funds but also add to debt burdens. In the UK, student finance is a significant debt for many graduates. Credit cards, particularly those with 0% introductory offers that can later revert to high standard rates, are prevalent, as are both secured and unsecured personal loans. In India, home loans form a major part of household debt, alongside education loans. Gold loans, where gold is pledged as collateral, are also a common financial tool, and credit card EMIs, or equated monthly installments, are frequently used for purchases. Understanding the interest rates attached to your debts is paramount. The annual percentage rate, or APR, reflects the yearly cost of borrowing, including interest and certain fees. It's vital to distinguish between simple interest, calculated only on the principal amount, and compound interest, where interest is calculated on the principal plus any accrued interest. Compound interest can work for you when you're saving or investing, but it can be a formidable opponent when you're in debt, causing balances to swell significantly over time if not managed. The first practical step is to list all your debts meticulously. For each debt, identify the creditor, who you owe money to, the outstanding principal amount, the original sum borrowed, the current interest rate, and the minimum monthly payment. This might seem daunting, but creating this comprehensive inventory is an eye-opening and essential exercise. You can use a simple spreadsheet, a notebook, or a dedicated app, whatever works best for you. Once you have this list, calculate your total outstanding debt. Another useful metric is your debt-to-income ratio, which is your total monthly debt payments divided by your gross monthly income. This percentage gives you a clear picture of how much of your income is already committed to servicing debt. Let's acknowledge the emotional toll of debt. Feelings of stress, anxiety, shame, or even hopelessness are common. It's important to recognize these emotions and understand that they are a natural response to financial pressure. As you begin to understand and tackle your debt, these feelings will lessen, replaced by a sense of agency and progress. Before we delve into the nuts and bolts of repayment strategies and budgeting techniques, we need to address something equally, if not more, critical: your mindset. Tackling debt successfully isn't just about numbers. It's profoundly influenced by your beliefs, attitudes, and emotional responses to money. One of the first hurdles to overcome is the shame or guilt that can be associated with debt. Society can sometimes stigmatize debt, leading individuals to feel like they've failed or made irresponsible choices. It's crucial to release these negative emotions. Acknowledge any past mistakes as learning opportunities, not as defining characteristics of your worth. Millions of successful people have navigated debt. Your current financial situation is a temporary state, not a permanent identity. With a clearer emotional slate, the next step is to set clear, achievable financial goals. These goals will serve as your roadmap and your motivation. Think about both short-term goals, like paying off a specific small debt or building a small emergency fund, and long-term aspirations, such as becoming completely debt-free, buying a home, or achieving financial independence. Write these goals down. Make them specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. SMART goals. Seeing your objectives clearly defined will make the journey less daunting and more purposeful. The power of a positive financial mindset cannot be overstated. This involves believing in your ability to change your financial situation. Visualization can be a potent tool here. Regularly imagine yourself achieving your financial goals. Feel the relief of making that final debt payment. Picture the freedom of having more disposable income. This mental rehearsal reinforces your commitment and keeps your motivation high, especially when you encounter setbacks. Understanding your spending triggers is another vital aspect of this mindset shift. What situations, emotions, or influences lead you to overspend or take on unnecessary debt? Identifying these triggers, perhaps stress, boredom, or social pressure, is the first step to developing healthier financial habits. This might involve finding alternative coping mechanisms for stress, setting spending limits before entering tempting situations, or learning to say no to expenditures that don't align with your goals. The journey out of debt is rarely a straight line. It's more often a path with ups and downs. This is where patience and persistence become your greatest allies. There will be times when progress feels slow or unexpected expenses arise. During these moments, it's essential to be kind to yourself, recommit to your plan, and remember how far you've already come. Celebrating small wins along the way is crucial for maintaining momentum. Did you pay off a small credit card? Acknowledge and celebrate that achievement. It reinforces positive behavior and keeps you engaged. Build your why. What is your deepest personal motivation for wanting to become debt-free? Is it to provide a better future for your family? To reduce stress and improve your well-being? To have the freedom to pursue your passions or travel? To achieve a sense of security and control over your life? Connecting your debt-free journey to this core purpose will provide an unwavering source of motivation when challenges arise. When your why is strong enough, you will figure out the how. Now that we've addressed the crucial mindset required for this journey, it's time to equip ourselves with one of the most powerful practical tools in financial management: the budget. For anyone serious about tackling debt, budgeting is non-negotiable. It is your financial blueprint, the detailed plan that shows you where your money comes from, where it goes, and how you can redirect it towards your goal of becoming debt-free. So, why is budgeting so indispensable when you're focused on eliminating debt? A budget provides clarity. It transforms vague notions about your finances into concrete facts. It helps you identify areas where you might be overspending, often unconsciously. Most importantly, it empowers you to make intentional decisions about your money, ensuring that a significant portion is allocated strategically towards debt repayment rather than being frittered away. Without a budget, you're essentially fighting debt blindfolded. There are several effective budgeting methods, and the best one for you is the one you can consistently maintain. Let's explore a few popular approaches. The 50/30/20 rule is a straightforward framework. You allocate 50% of your after-tax income to needs, housing, food, transportation, essential bills, 30% to wants, entertainment, dining out, hobbies, and 20% to savings and debt repayment. When aggressively tackling debt, you might adjust this to allocate a much larger portion than 20% to your debts. Zero-based budgeting is another highly effective method. With this approach, every single pound, dollar, or rupee of your income is assigned a job. Income minus expenses, including savings and debt payments, equals zero. This method demands meticulous tracking but offers maximum control over your finances. The envelope system, whether physical or digital, involves allocating cash into designated envelopes for different spending categories. Once the cash in an envelope is gone, spending in that category stops for the month. This provides a very tangible way to control spending. Digital versions of this exist through various budgeting apps. The pay-yourself-first principle is less a full budgeting system and more a crucial habit to incorporate. It means that as soon as you receive your income, you first allocate money towards your savings and debt repayment goals before any discretionary spending. This ensures your priorities are met. Effective budgeting hinges on accurately tracking your income and expenses. There are numerous tools available, from traditional spreadsheets and notebooks to sophisticated budgeting apps that can link to your bank accounts and automatically categorize transactions. Find a method that you find easy and convenient to use regularly. Be honest and thorough in your tracking. Every small expense counts. Once you have a clear picture of your spending, you can identify areas to cut back. This doesn't necessarily mean living a life of extreme deprivation. It's about making conscious choices. Perhaps it's reducing dining out, canceling unused subscriptions, finding cheaper alternatives for certain services, or negotiating better rates on bills. Small, consistent reductions can free up significant amounts for debt repayment. The core of your budget when tackling debt is to purposefully allocate a specific, and ideally increasing, amount towards your debt payments each month. This should be treated as a non-negotiable expense. Life and incomes can change, so your budget shouldn't be a static document. It's essential to review and adjust your budget regularly, perhaps monthly or whenever you experience a significant change in income or expenses. This is particularly relevant for young professionals whose careers might be evolving or freelancers with fluctuating incomes. For those with variable incomes, budgeting based on your lowest anticipated monthly income and then allocating any surplus strategically during better months can be a sound approach. Creating a budget is creating your personalized plan for financial success. It's the framework upon which your debt-free future will be built. With a solid budget in place and a clear understanding of your financial landscape, we now arrive at the heart of the matter: strategically attacking your debt. Simply making minimum payments will keep you in debt for far longer than necessary, costing you a fortune in interest. Two of the most widely discussed and effective strategies for paying off multiple debts are the debt snowball and the debt avalanche methods. Let's break them down. The debt snowball method involves listing your debts from the smallest balance to the largest, regardless of their interest rates. You make minimum payments on all your debts except for the smallest one, to which you allocate as much extra money as possible. Once that smallest debt is paid off, you roll over the money you were paying on it, both the minimum payment and the extra amount, to the next smallest debt. This creates a snowball effect. As each debt is eliminated, the amount you're applying to the next debt grows larger, leading to quicker payoffs and a strong sense of accomplishment. The primary advantage of the snowball method is psychological. Those quick wins from paying off smaller debts can provide significant motivation and keep you engaged in the debt repayment process. It's excellent for those who thrive on seeing rapid progress. The debt avalanche method, on the other hand, prioritizes debts by their interest rates. You list your debts from the highest interest rate to the lowest, regardless of the balance. You make minimum payments on all debts except for the one with the highest APR, to which you channel all extra funds. Once that high-interest debt is eliminated, you move on to the debt with the next highest interest rate, applying the freed-up money to it. Mathematically, the debt avalanche method will save you the most money on interest over the long term because you're tackling the most expensive debts first. This method is ideal for those who are primarily motivated by optimizing their finances and minimizing total interest paid. Comparing the two, the Snowball offers psychological wins, while the Avalanche offers mathematical efficiency. There's no single best method. The right choice depends on your personality and what will keep you most committed. You could even consider a hybrid approach, perhaps starting with a small debt for a quick win, Snowball, and then switching to tackle higher interest debts, Avalanche. The key is to choose a strategy and stick with it consistently. And regardless of the method you choose, always aim to pay more than the minimum payment on your targeted debt. Minimum payments are designed to keep you in debt for the longest possible time, accruing maximum interest for the lender. Beyond these payoff strategies, debt consolidation can be a useful tool for some. This involves combining multiple debts into a single, new loan, ideally with a lower interest rate. One common way to consolidate is through a balance transfer credit card. These cards often offer a 0% introductory APR for a specific period, allowing you to transfer balances from high-interest cards and pay them down without accruing new interest during that promotional window. However, be very mindful of balance transfer fees, the length of the 0% period, and the interest rate that will apply once the offer ends. This option is quite common in the US and UK. Another consolidation option is a personal loan. You could take out a new loan at a potentially lower interest rate to pay off several smaller, higher interest debts. This simplifies your payments to just one per month. Again, carefully compare interest rates, loan terms, and any origination fees. For homeowners, a home equity loan or line of credit, HELOC, might be considered for debt consolidation, as these often come with lower interest rates because your home serves as collateral. However, this is a riskier strategy, prevalent more in the US, as defaulting on such a loan could mean losing your home. In some situations, particularly if you are feeling overwhelmed and struggling to manage payments, a debt management plan, DMP, might be an option. These are typically administered by credit counseling agencies. With a DMP, the agency works with your creditors to potentially lower interest rates and consolidate your payments into one affordable monthly sum, which you pay to the agency, and they distribute to your creditors. The availability and nature of DMPs vary by region. For instance, in the UK, several well-regarded charities offer such services free of charge. Whichever strategic approach or combination of tools you choose, the overarching principle is to be proactive and intentional. You are choosing your weapon to fight debt, so select wisely and wield it with determination. While diligently cutting expenses and strategically allocating funds towards debt repayment are fundamental pillars of your financial freedom plan, there's another powerful lever you can pull: boosting your income. Increasing the amount of money flowing in can significantly accelerate your journey out of debt, providing more ammunition to throw at those balances and shortening the time it takes to reach your goal. Think of your debt repayment strategy as a two-pronged attack, reducing outflows through budgeting and smart spending, and increasing inflows through income generation. When these two efforts work in tandem, the impact is magnified. Even a modest increase in income, if consistently applied to your debt, can shave months or even years off your repayment timeline and save you a considerable amount in interest charges. For those in traditional employment, one of the most direct routes to higher income is negotiating a raise. This can feel daunting, but with proper preparation, it's an achievable goal. Research industry salary benchmarks for your role and experience in your specific location, whether you're in New York, London, or Mumbai. Document your accomplishments and contributions to your company. Quantify your achievements whenever possible. Then, schedule a meeting with your manager to discuss your compensation, presenting your case confidently and professionally. Even if a large raise isn't immediately possible, explore other avenues like performance bonuses or opportunities for promotion. Beyond your primary job, developing in-demand skills can open doors to career advancement, which often translates to higher pay, or create opportunities for lucrative side hustles. Identify skills relevant to your field or emerging industries. This could involve taking online courses, attending workshops, or pursuing certifications. Continuous learning not only makes you more valuable in your current role, but also broadens your horizons for supplementary income streams. Exploring side hustles and freelance opportunities is an increasingly popular way to boost income. The gig economy offers a vast array of options, both online and offline. Consider your existing skills, hobbies, and available time. Online freelancing platforms connect individuals with opportunities in writing, graphic design, web development, virtual assistants, social media management, tutoring, and much more. Offline, you might consider consulting in your area of expertise, offering pet sitting or handyman services, driving for a ride-sharing company, or delivering goods. Think about culturally relevant side hustles too. For instance, in India, offering tuitions or home-cooked meal services can be popular. In the US or UK, specialized craft making or event support could be viable options. Monetizing your hobbies and passions can also be a fulfilling way to earn extra money. If you're a talented artist, musician, writer, or craftsperson, explore ways to sell your creations or offer your services. This could involve setting up an online shop, participating in local markets, or teaching others your skills. Another often overlooked source of quick cash is selling and used items. Most of us have clothes, electronics, furniture, or other possessions gathering dust. Online marketplaces and local consignment shops provide platforms to convert these items into cash that can be immediately directed towards your debt. As you begin to generate extra income, it's crucial to manage it wisely. If you're freelancing or running a side business, be mindful of tax implications. Set aside a portion of your earnings for taxes to avoid any unpleasant surprises. Time management is also key. Ensure your side hustles don't lead to burnout or negatively impact your primary job performance. Most importantly, have a clear plan for any additional income you generate. The temptation can be strong to let it absorb into your regular spending. Resist this. The primary purpose of boosting your income, in this context, is to accelerate debt repayment. Earmark this extra money specifically for your targeted debts. By consistently applying these income-boosting strategies and directing the proceeds towards your financial obligations, you are actively taking control and turbocharging your progress towards a debt-free life. Life is rarely a straight path. It's full of unexpected twists and turns, and our finances are often directly impacted by these events. While you're diligently working your plan to tackle debt, it's crucial to be prepared for both financial obstacles, like a sudden job loss or an unexpected medical emergency, and financial windfalls, such as a work bonus or a small inheritance. One of the most critical defenses against financial obstacles is an emergency fund. This is a sum of money set aside specifically for unexpected expenses. Building an emergency fund while you're also aggressively paying off debt can seem counterintuitive. Shouldn't every spare penny go towards the debt? However, without an emergency fund, an unexpected bill could force you to take on new, often high-interest, debt, derailing your progress. Start small, even if it's just a few $100s, pounds, or a few thousand rupees. Aim to eventually build it up to cover 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses. Keep this fund in an easily accessible savings account, separate from your everyday accounts. The target amount will vary. Consider the cost of living in your specific area, whether that's in the US, UK, or India, when setting your goal. So, what do you do when faced with a sudden loss of income, such as a layoff? First, don't panic. Assess your financial situation immediately. Review your emergency fund and determine how long it can sustain you. Prioritize your expenses ruthlessly. Focus on essentials like housing, food, utilities, and any secured loan payments. Contact your creditors proactively. Many lenders offer options like forbearance or deferment for individuals facing temporary hardship. Forbearance might temporarily reduce or suspend your payments, while deferment might postpone them, though interest may still accrue in some cases. Open communication is key. Ignoring the problem will only make it worse. Simultaneously, focus your energy on finding new employment or alternative income sources. Financial windfalls, like a bonus, a tax refund, or an unexpected gift, can provide a significant boost to your debt-free journey, but only if managed wisely. The primary temptation with a windfall is lifestyle inflation, immediately spending it on non-essential wants. Resist this urge. While it's okay to use a small portion for a well-deserved treat, especially if you've been working hard on your debt. The majority should be deployed strategically. When you receive a windfall, your main decision will often be whether to use it for aggressive debt repayment or to invest it. If you have high-interest debt, particularly credit card debt or personal loans with double-digit APRs, paying that down will almost always provide a guaranteed return equal to the interest rate you're saving. This is often a higher and more certain return than you might achieve through short-term investing. However, if your debts are at very low interest rates, you might consider a balanced approach, using a portion for debt and a portion for long-term, diversified investing, especially if you have access to tax-advantaged retirement accounts. You could also use part of a windfall to significantly boost your emergency fund, providing greater financial security. The key to navigating both obstacles and windfalls is to have a plan before they occur. By building an emergency fund, knowing how to prioritize expenses during a crisis, and deciding in advance how you'll allocate unexpected income, you can maintain control and ensure that these events accelerate, rather than derail, your progress toward financial freedom. Avoiding new debt when faced with unexpected expenses is paramount. Your emergency fund is your first line of defense here. These proactive strategies will help you weather financial storms and capitalize on opportunities, keeping you firmly on your path. As you diligently work to reduce and eliminate your debt, it's equally important to pay attention to another crucial aspect of your financial health: your credit score and credit report. Your credit history is a vital asset, influencing your ability to access financial products and services in the future, often at more favorable terms. Your credit score is essentially a numerical representation of your creditworthiness. Lenders use it to assess the risk of lending you money. A higher score generally indicates a lower risk, which can translate into better interest rates on mortgages, loans, and credit cards, and can sometimes even influence things like insurance premiums or rental applications. In the United States, the most common credit scores are FICO scores and Vantage scores, typically ranging from 300 to 850. In the United Kingdom, the main credit reference agencies, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, each calculate their own scores, which can have different ranges. In India, the CIBIL score, issued by TransUnion CIBIL, is the most widely recognized credit score, typically ranging from 300 to 900. While the specific scoring models vary, the underlying factors that influence them are broadly similar. So, how does paying off debt affect your credit score? Generally, responsibly managing and paying down debt has a positive impact. One key factor in credit scoring is your payment history. Consistently making on-time payments is crucial. As you implement your debt reduction plan and make regular, timely payments, this builds a positive payment history. Another important factor is your credit utilization ratio, particularly for revolving credit like credit cards. This ratio measures how much of your available credit you're using. Paying down credit card balances lowers your credit utilization, which is viewed favorably by scoring models and can boost your score. However, some debt reduction strategies can have a temporary or mixed impact. For example, if you use a debt consolidation loan to pay off multiple credit cards, you might see an initial small dip in your score because you've opened a new credit account and incurred a hard inquiry. But in the long run, if it helps you manage payments better and reduce overall debt, the effect should be positive. Similarly, closing old credit card accounts, especially if they have a long history, can sometimes negatively affect the average age of your accounts and reduce your overall available credit, potentially increasing your utilization ratio. It's often better to keep old accounts open with a zero balance, perhaps using them for a small, regular purchase that you pay off immediately to keep them active. Balance transfers, while helpful for reducing interest, also involve opening a new account and can temporarily affect your score. Avoiding common mistakes is key to protecting your credit. Always make at least the minimum payment on all your debts by the due date. Missing payments can significantly damage your score. Try not to apply for multiple new credit accounts in a short period, as this can result in several hard inquiries, which can lower your score. And, of course, avoid taking on new unnecessary debt while you're trying to pay off existing obligations. It's essential to regularly check your credit report for accuracy. You are entitled to free copies of your credit report from the major credit reference agencies. In the US, you can get them via annualcreditreport.com. In the UK, agencies like Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion offer ways to access your report, often with free statutory options or through subscription services that also provide your score. In India, you can obtain a free CIBIL report once a year. Review these reports carefully for any errors, such as accounts that aren't yours or incorrect payment statuses. If you find inaccuracies, dispute them with the credit reference agency and the relevant creditor immediately. A good credit score is not just about getting out of debt, it's about building a stronger financial future. It can save you thousands in interest over your lifetime and open doors to achieving significant financial goals, like buying a home with a competitive mortgage rate or starting a business. By understanding how your actions impact your credit and by proactively managing your credit profile, you are safeguarding a valuable asset on your path to financial freedom and beyond. Reaching the milestone of becoming debt-free is a monumental achievement, a testament to your discipline, perseverance, and smart financial planning. It's a moment for immense celebration and a deep sense of relief. However, this is not the end of your financial journey. Rather, it's the beginning of a new, exciting chapter, building sustainable wealth and securing long-term financial independence. First, take the time to truly acknowledge and celebrate your success. You've accomplished something significant. Reflect on the journey, the challenges you overcame, and the lessons you learned. This reflection will reinforce the positive habits you've developed and motivate you to continue managing your finances wisely. Now, the primary goal is to avoid falling back into debt. The habits you cultivated while paying off debt, budgeting, tracking expenses, conscious spending, and avoiding unnecessary borrowing, are just as crucial for staying debt-free. Continue to live within your means and maintain an emergency fund to cover unexpected expenses without resorting to credit. Be wary of lifestyle creep, which is the tendency to increase your spending as your disposable income rises after debt is eliminated. While it's fine to enjoy some of your increased financial flexibility, ensure it's done thoughtfully and doesn't compromise your new long-term wealth-building goals. With the portion of your income that was previously dedicated to debt repayment now freed up, it's time to redirect those funds towards saving and investing. This is where you transition from a defensive financial strategy, eliminating debt, to an offensive one, actively growing your wealth. We'll introduce some basic investment concepts. Investing allows your money to work for you and potentially grow at a rate faster than inflation. Common investment vehicles include stocks, shares of ownership in companies, bonds, loans you make to governments or corporations in return for interest payments, and mutual funds or exchange-traded funds, ETFs, which pool money from many investors to invest in a diversified portfolio of stocks, bonds, or other assets. Diversification, or spreading your investments across different asset classes, is a key principle for managing risk. It's important to consider region-specific investment options that offer potential tax advantages or align with common long-term financial planning strategies. For listeners in the United Kingdom, individual savings accounts, or ISAs, offer tax-free savings and investment growth. In India, options like the Public Provident Fund, PPF, National Pension System, NPS, and equity-linked savings schemes, ELSS, provide tax benefits and avenues for long-term wealth creation. For those in the United States, employer-sponsored retirement plans like 401(k)(s) or 403(b)(s), often with employer matching contributions, are powerful tools, as are individual retirement accounts, IRAs, such as traditional or Roth IRAs. Retirement planning should become a key focus. The earlier you start saving and investing for retirement, the more powerful the effect of compound growth will be. Determine how much you'll need for a comfortable retirement and create a plan to reach that goal. As you embark on your wealth-building journey, set new financial goals. These might include saving for a down payment on a larger home, funding your children's education, traveling, or achieving financial independence, which means having enough investment income to cover your living expenses without needing to work. Some may even be interested in the principles of the FIRE movement, financial independence, retire early, which emphasizes aggressive saving and investing to achieve early retirement. Commit to continuous financial education. The financial world is always evolving. Stay informed about investment strategies, economic trends, and changes in tax laws. Read books, listen to reputable financial podcasts like others from the Money Deconstructed channel, and consider consulting with a qualified, fee-only financial advisor if you need personalized guidance. Life After Debt is about leveraging your financial freedom to build a secure and prosperous future, a future where your money works for you, providing choices and opportunities. While the fundamental principles of tackling debt and building wealth are universal, the specific tools, regulations, and support systems can vary significantly from one country to another. Let's begin with the United States focus. For many in the U.S., student loans represent a significant debt burden. It's crucial to understand the various repayment options available for federal student loans, such as income-driven repayment, IDR, plans, which adjust your monthly payment based on your income and family size. Programs like Public Service Loan Forgiveness, PSLF, may also be available for those working in eligible public service jobs. Beyond student loans, be aware that some states might have specific debt relief programs or consumer protection laws that could be beneficial. When seeking help, look for reputable nonprofit credit counseling agencies affiliated with the National Foundation for Credit Counseling, NFCC. Government resources like the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, and the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, CFPB, offer valuable information on debt management and consumer rights. Now, shifting to the United Kingdom focus. If you're struggling with debt in the UK, there are several statutory debt repayment plans and free, confidential debt advice services available. Charities such as Step Change Debt Charity and National Debt Line offer expert guidance and can help you explore options like debt management plans, DMPs, individual voluntary arrangements, IVAs, or even debt relief orders if you meet specific criteria. It's important to understand the implications of things like county court judgments, CCJs, which can impact your credit if you fail to repay debts. The government-backed Money Helper service is an excellent impartial source of information and guidance on all aspects of money and debt management. Next, let's turn to our India focus. In India, if you are facing difficulties with loan repayments, debt restructuring options may be offered by banks under guidelines from the Reserve Bank of India, RBI. This could involve extending the loan tenure or a temporary moratorium on payments. For settling disputes related to smaller loan amounts, Lok Adalats, People's Courts, can provide a quicker and less expensive resolution mechanism. It's also vital to be aware of your consumer protection rights regarding lending practices and to ensure you are dealing with RBI-regulated entities when taking loans. For guidance on financial planning and investment awareness, resources from the Securities and Exchange Board of India, SEBI, and the RBI can be very helpful. Seeking advice from reputable, fee-based financial counselors who are registered with SEBI can also provide personalized strategies. For listeners in all three regions, and indeed globally, a critical piece of advice is to be extremely cautious about where you seek financial help and to be vigilant against scams. Unfortunately, when people are in vulnerable financial situations, predatory entities may try to take advantage. Be wary of companies that promise guaranteed debt elimination, charge hefty upfront fees for services you could do yourself or get for free, or advise you to stop making payments to your creditors without a legitimate plan in place. Always check the credentials and reviews of any organization or individual offering debt advice or financial services. Trustworthy advice typically focuses on sustainable, realistic solutions. By understanding and utilizing the specific resources and frameworks available in your country, you can navigate the path to financial freedom with greater confidence and access the support you need along the way. We've reached the end of this video, Tackling Debt, Proven Strategies for Financial Freedom, but it truly marks a beginning, or perhaps a more empowered continuation, of your personal journey toward lasting financial well-being. We've covered a significant amount of ground together, from understanding the very nature of your debt to laying out actionable strategies for its elimination and, finally, looking ahead to a life of wealth creation and financial independence. Let's briefly recap the core principles that we've explored. First, understand, you took the courageous step to confront your debt, analyze its components, and grasp its impact. This knowledge is the bedrock of control. Second, plan. You learned the importance of a positive mindset, setting clear goals, and creating a detailed budget, your personal blueprint for success. Third, act. We delved into powerful debt reduction strategies like the Snowball and Avalanche methods, explored ways to boost your income, and discussed how to navigate financial obstacles and windfalls. You now have a toolkit of actionable steps. And fourth, persevere. This journey requires patience, discipline, and the ability to adapt. Protecting your credit and shifting your focus to sustainable wealth building are key components of this ongoing commitment. The lasting benefits of becoming debt-free extend far beyond your bank balance. Imagine the reduction in stress, the peace of mind that comes from not owing anyone, the increased choices and opportunities available to you when your income is truly your own. This freedom allows you to make decisions based on your aspirations rather than your obligations. It empowers you to build the life you envision for yourself and your loved ones. As you move forward, we encourage you to share the knowledge you've gained. Financial literacy is a powerful gift. By discussing these principles with friends, family, or colleagues who might also be struggling, you can help create a supportive community and empower others to take control of their finances. The journey to financial freedom is indeed an ongoing one. It's a continuous process of mindful financial management, learning, and adapting. Continue to educate yourself, stay disciplined in your habits, and most importantly, allow yourself to enjoy the fruits of your labor and the freedom you have worked so hard to achieve. Thank you for joining us on the Money Deconstructed channel for this video. We hope it has provided you with the clarity, motivation, and practical strategies you need to tackle your debt and build a brighter financial future. We invite you to explore other relevant content on our channel to further support your financial education. Your journey to financial freedom continues, and we wish you every success along the way.